Hi, Dr. Gary Richter here, and I am here with Cozy. And I want to talk to you today about how to do a physical exam on your pet. And you might be wondering why that's important. And the reason why it's important is because there's a funny thing about dogs and cats. In almost every aspect of life, your dog is going to be completely honest with you, with one exception, and that's when they're sick. So, animals in the wild that are sick or injured are a target for predators. So they have evolved with an understanding that it is to their benefit to hide an illness or an injury. And despite the fact that our friend Cozy here is quite a long way from a wolf, she still has the instincts to hide her illnesses whenever she can. So what that really means is that by the time we're able to see that our pet is not feeling well or they're sick, they've been sick for a while. And that makes treatment much more difficult. So anything that you can do at home to pick up on subtle things that are going on with your pet that might indicate early signs of illness are incredibly beneficial to their both their short-term and potentially their long-term health. So, and the way that you're going to do that is you're going to learn how to do a physical exam on your pet. So let's do that real quick. So, the thing about doing a physical exam is you always want to do it in the same order every time you do it. So that way you get comfortable with it. You're not likely to miss something or forget something. I generally start with the nose and work my way backwards. So from the standpoint of Cozy here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at her eyes and make sure that they're clear and they're shiny and they're not super red. And I'll kind of pull her eyelids down here a little bit and just have a look and see if I see any discharge or excessive redness. And we want everything to be symmetrical. So if something looks red on one side and not the other, then that could be an indication there's an issue. I'm also going to look and see if she's got any discharge from her nose. I'm going to lift up her lip and have a look at her teeth. Her teeth are nice and white. Cozy's a young dog. She has excellent teeth. And the other thing that I'm really looking at here is her gum color. So Cozy's gum color is nice and pink. That's an indication of good health. Sometimes if dogs are sick, their gums will look a little more pale, or on other occasions, they'll look a little bit darker red. What's important is that you know what's normal for your dog. And you may also have a dog where their gums are black and it's a little bit more difficult to make that assessment. And in those cases, what I would suggest that you do is maybe look more at their tongue. Unless of course you have a chow and their tongue is black as well, in which case it just gets a little bit more difficult. Nonetheless, moving on from there, we're going to look in their ears. So I'm looking for discharge. I'm looking for redness. I'm actually going to have a smell, because pets that have ear infections, very frequently there's going to be an odor. So that's something that you can look at. The next thing I'm going to do is really just kind of run my hands over her legs, just kind of rub around her shoulders. And what I'm really feeling for is any lumps or bumps or injuries or anything that Cozy's going to tell me if I press on it if it's sore. And again, it's important that you know what's normal for your dog. So, so you're looking for anything that is out of the normal, anything that is new, anything that you see that is out of that normal pattern is potentially a medical issue and is worth talking to your veterinarian about. So I'm going to continue to move downwards on her body. I'm going to just keep feeling her body. I'm going to pass my hand over her spine. I'm actually with two fingers. I'm going to gently put some pressure on either side of her spine as I move down her body. Not super hard, just gentle pressure. And what I'm looking for is to see if she reacts to any of that. If a dog has back pain, a lot of times they'll either look back at you when you press on the spot that's sore, or you'll see the muscles in their back kind of twitch a little bit when you get to the sore spot. And again, that's an indication that maybe your pet's having some pain. Then moving on to her back legs, I'm going to have a feel in much the same way that I felt her front legs, feeling for swelling, injuries, pain, soreness, anything to that effect. And then again, I'm going to kind of move my way down her tail. and feel for the same thing. I'm gonna look under her tail and see if there's any swellings or growths under there. I'm gonna look on her belly and see what her belly looks like. You know, a lot of dogs that have skin issues, sometimes the first place you'll see it is on their belly. So it's really important to get underneath and have a look. Cozy's gonna be very cooperative. And as you can see, I mean, her skin looks great, but you may see redness, you may see bumps or scabs or anything to that effect. Or certainly if you see anything like a lump or a bump, you know, these are the kinds of things you wanna get in touch with your veterinarian about. And then the last thing to talk about here is really just how your dog is moving around. Can you stick around? So we wanna just kind of keep an eye on these guys and make sure that they're moving around properly. Make sure that their activity level is normal for them. You know, so if your pet is normally super active and all of a sudden they don't want to be, that might be an indication that they're not feeling well or that they're hurting. So again, you know, animals are very much creatures of habit and pattern. So anything that's out of their normal habit or pattern is worthy of note. Similarly, as far as their eating or drinking habits go, if they're eating or drinking more or less than normal, if they're eating or drinking on a different schedule than normal by their choice, not by yours, that again can be an indication that there may be something medical going on. So again, remember these guys, it's all about what is normal for your pet, and anything that falls outside of that normal range for any period of time, I would very much recommend that you call your veterinarian and talk to them about it, just to make sure that there isn't something that needs to be evaluated. So anyway, that's a real good start to finish on how to do a physical exam for your pet, and you know, just keep your hands on your pet and make sure that they stay healthy. And if you have any concerns at all, give your veterinarian a call. Thanks so much. Have a great time examining your dog.